Okay. Meeting for June. Here's the agenda for today, and special guests we have David Shoup from the Event Advisory Committee, Madge Hislop from the Nominating Committee, and Anna Rudd, Dick Cole, and Jim Spraker from the Woodworking Activity Room. And the rest is normal minutes, treasurer's report, etc. So today I want to talk about the Residents' Council. Don't groan. I know you've heard a lot of this before. For many of you, this information is etched into your brain, but consider that we do have a lot of new residents here. I've seen a lot of red dots walking around, and also we have long-term residents who still wonder why we exist and what we actually do. Do you remember Admiral Stockdale, Ross Perot's running mate in 1992, who started his debate remarks with, "Who am I? Why am I here?" I can relate to that. Not in the existential sense, but as it relates to the council. And I'll try to answer those questions in that context as I understand it after 6 months as president. Here goes. Those of you who know our history know that from its inception, the council was active, the people here were active in providing activities for the residents. And they did that by using bake sales, raising money from bake sales and card games, and maybe some nefarious activities that they didn't report in the minutes. And then came the flea market. From what I've read about the early group of residents, there were no shrinking violets here. So I'm pretty sure they also made their opinions and wishes known to administration. In 2001, they decided to incorporate and apply for not-for-profit status and name the entity the Residents' Council of Horizon House. My supposition is that the flea market was starting to make some real money, and they didn't want to be considered a business subject to taxation, heaven forbid, since they were in fact using the proceeds for not-for-profit purposes in a not-for-profit facility. The new corporation had a board, now the council, which administered the market and the resident committees. There was money coming in from sales, so it was important to have decent accounting standards and invest the money and distribute it to the groups to use in their programs. I imagine that structure today may be somewhat different from our structure today, may be somewhat different from the original structure, but our purpose remains the same. We are true to the articles adopted in 2001. We represent the residents with the administration and the trustees, and we're responsible for the general supervision of activities. Added to these responsibilities, but not codified in the articles, is the very, very important Employee Recognition Fund drive, where we solicit contributions from residents for holiday gifts for our staff. Today, we have 15 council members who each serve 3-year terms on a rotating basis, and Madge will tell you about this in a bit. As for the committees, a resident council committee is simply one that asks to be part of the resident council structure and serves the purpose of benefiting the community. When they become resident council committees, they're included in the program book on HH Connect. There's once a year sign up for participation in committees, but anybody can sign up anytime by just calling the leader of the activity and asking to be included. Council committees are able to request budget requests for their programs from our Monday market income. Not all committees require funds. We have liaison committees that interface with management on areas of importance to residents, such as communications, wellness, dining services, and offer ideas and suggestions for improvement to administration. We've been successful because of you, your friends and family, and our employees who donate to and shop in the market. Without our market, we would have to rely on an activities director who would determine what our activities should be. Your donations and your purchases help keep our residents' programs going. We particularly appreciate getting furniture because that brings in the big bucks. And remember, contributions to the market should be in good condition. The market will have to be relocated once construction is started on the West Tower, and that will certainly impact future committee budgets. Be. And not for others, which we should. And feel free ultimately way we can with the up on
Wait. I am. Wow. On and before you go in. To the community.
We have a few
We are
Special report for $43,100 for from weekly reports that are prepared by the Monday market bookkeepers. I've put them into a spreadsheet so I can
Recording in progress.
so I can calculate weekly averages and look at long-term trends. For 2022, we averaged $2,500 a week in over 9 months. And that compares to the $2,050 we're averaging this year. So there's a negative difference of $450. Now, a lot of this can probably be explained by more stores opening up. If you're willing to go walk downtown, the stores have more stock, or drive to the malls. But another troubling thing is that receipts before our COVID closure in February were much higher than receipts since we reopened on March 20th. Our average for January 1st through February 20th, our average receipts were $2,325 a week. Since we reopened March 20th, we've only been receiving $1,900 a week. So not only do we have competition, of course, from the outside world, but I'm wondering if some of you just lost the habit of coming into the market on Monday morning or Monday afternoons. So I hope that you will be reminded to come more often. Please bring friends, grandchildren, relatives, whoever. We seem to have a lot more income when there are more people. And we will be open July 3rd. So if you have people visiting, bring them on down. We work very hard to make the market attractive and friendly. The annex is also open. We have in there some furniture, lots of lamps, bags, suitcases, baskets,
And there is now artwork hanging on the wall. If you're new, you just go out to the E-level garage and turn right for the annex. And if you want to go to the book nook, where there are even more books available at a ridiculous price, turn left. And this Sunday, there will be models for brunch. Jennifer didn't want to distract from the Father's Day celebration, so that will be this coming Sunday. And this Monday is the monthly clearance. Next up is Madge Hislop from the nominating committee.
This meeting is apparently still being recorded by a host or a participant. I don't need a slide. Okay. All right, you have a slide. Thank you. Look at that. All right. Okay, good afternoon. The time has come, this council says, to meet our obligations, choosing residents with leadership from your nominations. Indeed, with an homage to Lewis Carroll, it's time for your nominating committee to begin its annual request for nominees for Residents Council. The Residents Council bylaws require 1/3 of the council to retire every year out of the 15 members. Your nominating committee solicits your nominations for nominees to be elected in October. The Residents Council is a facilitator. I've heard you use that word. It's truly the facilitator for all these 60 sponsored committees, activities, and discussion groups. The council gives $15,000 every year to Horizon House Partners in Caring to help residents who, through no fault of their own, have run out of funds. The council sponsors the Employee Recognition Fund Drive. It honors our employees every year. Our Monday market raises the money, close to $100,000 each year. Our thanks to all of you who volunteer or donate to the Monday market. You are, as Zoa Shumway once said to me, the market is the financial heartbeat of Residents Council. It truly is. While I'm thanking volunteers, let me thank the members of your nominating committee: Bill Anderson, Susan Barish, Alice Melanie, Nancy Nielzelski, and myself, Madge Hislop. I thank my committee for all the work we're going to be going through in the next few months. But back to Residents Council. Educational events like Spotlight on Seattle, election forums, world concerns, they have a budget. Films and movies likewise. We enjoy games, social events, discussion groups. We volunteer in assisted living. We learn about our environment. We decorate, we sing, we display our arts and crafts and photography. All these things are under the facilitation of this council and these people that maintain it. Our council works on budgets and reports. Our elected council facilitates the 60 committees, activities, discussion groups. Our elected council represents all of us by meeting with appropriate staff about legitimate resident concerns. Our elected council cares about funding assisted living residents and honoring our staff. Now, serving on the council is a 3-year commitment. Your nominating committee requests your nominations, your suggestions for council members. Think about residents who are responsible, people you know who are willing to work, who have leadership capabilities, who work well with others. There's a letter in your box today requesting your nominations. A black box on the counter in the mail room is labeled for your nominations. Nominations close on July 13th. That's the ice cream social day as well. Each person nominated will be contacted regarding their willingness to work for all of us. Please help maintain this amazing organization that enhances our lives, and thank you. Got my job. Anna Rudd's here to talk about the woodworking shop with Dick Cole and Jim Spraker, I think is her ready assistants.
There are more where this came from. Yeah. Okay. Hello. Soon after moving to Horizon House, now how's the sound? Is that working pretty good? Okay. I signed up for the wood shop so I could repair a few chair wrongs that were loose. The wood shop is on the B2 level and I'm ready for the first slide. She's working on it, yeah. I had to do things different, but it'll come up in a minute. I'll just keep going. The workshop is on B2 near the other activity rooms. It is full of hand tools, power equipment, and supplies. Everything from hammers and screwdrivers to a modern table saw, cabinets filled with screws, nails, sandpaper, and more, plus an ever-changing collection of scrap wood. We may be not any pictures, but what the heck. For safety reasons, residents gain access to the wood shop through a 3-step process. Complete a safety orientation with Dan Madigan, who happens to be away fishing. He says what he says he's doing. Something's happening. All right. That's the last one. She's working on it. Okay. Read and sign a release of liability statement. That's the second step. And the third step is that the wood shop access code is then added to your apartment key card. Two kinds of folks use this tab. You just leave it there. That's fine. We're just going to have, we'll just not worry about it. That you've got the piece, the ending piece. Two kinds of folks use this fabulous resource. There are generalists like me who repair and build simple things. And because the shop has extra ventilation, use it with aerosols, wood finishes and such. There's also a core of dedicated woodworkers like Jim and Dick here, who craft beautiful wood toys that benefit the larger community. So here's a couple slides. So there's a picture of the wood shop. Can we go to the next one? Maybe not. It's not, I'm sorry. Anyway, all right. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna go and show up some of our toys.
Project with a school in West Seattle called West Side, and they are planting fish, salmon in Fauntleroy Creek. And so as a part of their project, they asked us to make some fish for them so that they could paint them and put them on the fence of their playground. So we started with a piece of plywood with a fish. Then we cut them out. We did 100 of them. and then the kids painted them. And so these are now mounted on the fence next to their playground. And each year they'll probably add more.
Okay.
And in the fall,
I'm gonna-
you're going to do
yeah,
that.
Let
one.
me finish.
Okay.
So, yes, so anyway, so there is a little thing. Now I gotta find my place. Ah. So last year, Launch Learning received a box full of toys, of which I have photos that are not showing. And these are examples of the toys for this coming fall. And every year it seems like they come up with a couple new ideas. And then they recycle some of the popular ideas. So that will be this coming fall. We will be donating those again to Launch Learning. And so the bottom line is, whether you like doing your own thing or are interested in joining the toy makers, please contact Dan Madigan, extension 3119 for more information. And thank you for your interest. Okay. Oh, and Carol Roach is the next person. If you join the committee, you can play with the toys.
Hello, everybody. When you see me, you know we're almost done. It's time for some burning questions. Burning questions can come from any resident about any topic related to Horizon House. I do my best to get answers before the next month's regular council meeting. I have 2 questions this month, and they're both from new residents. The first question is about the high cost of guest parking at Horizon House. A new resident has been enjoying having friends from outside visit her new home, sometimes in groups. She and her friends are startled, though, that the parking fee is sometimes as high as $25. The resident doesn't want to add such an amount for parking charges herself. Naturally, her visitors are mostly older adults like all of us, and they are uncomfortable driving around an unfamiliar neighborhood to find street parking. This resident has been told that guests to residents at Skyline pay a flat $5 fee for parking. She asks, why is the cost of guest parking so high at Horizon House? The answer comes from Brian Holtz. I'm sorry residents are feeling the pinch for parking fees. We see the majority of residents cover guest parking, however, and I can understand for some, this is not always an option, but it's never a problem to ask for more information. We try to balance fees to cover the costs to operate a department. Our parking fee structure is hourly for guests and can add up for some based on the length of stay. For example, for a vehicle here for 6 hours, the fee is $24. We do have reduced rates for weekends and evenings, since we understand that is when most family who might otherwise be working in Monday to Friday jobs are free to come and visit residents. Here are some examples of parking fees. Weekday parking for 3 to 4 hours is $18, and the garage is very full then. Weekend parking for 4 hours is $9.50 after 5 p.m. And for 4 hours earlier, it is always also $9.50 when our garage is not as crowded. Brian continues, I am not fully aware of what other senior communities charge for parking. Some may charge more for other amenities. Part of Horizon House strategy is to keep monthly fees lower. I am assuming he's talking now about the monthly apartment fees. Is to target the users for any particular amenity and not spread the charge over all residents in the community. In other words, the residents who have frequent visitors bear the cost for guest parking. That cost is not spread to residents who seldom have visitors, or it's proportional to the number of visitors we have. And he's assuming that another facility might have a different strategy for pricing. He adds this reminder, and I've noticed that sometimes residents forget this. When guests are dining in the terrace dining room, we can validate their parking ticket, and that helps offset the parking fee. So that's from Brian Holtz. Now here's the second question, also from a new resident. This resident has appreciated the red dot on her name tag that draws other residents to introduce themselves to her and help her feel acquainted in her new home. When she lost her name tag, she didn't know what to do, and she noticed that other residents spoke to her less. How can she get a new name tag with a red dot? It's actually interesting to know that really makes a difference, that red dot matters. The answer is, and this comes from Zoe at the front desk, the first name tags new residents receive are prepared by the sales department, and the red dots are added by them. But if residents lose either the dot or the name tag itself, they can ask for replacements at the front desk. Zoe says that there's a good supply of the dots there, and they're actually a special name tag printer. This is really interesting to me. There's a special name tag printer in the staff room behind the front desk. That's very cool. It's a quick task to replace a resident's missing name tag with or without the red dot. Okay, now it's your chance. If you have a concern about anything related to our community, even if you're just curious about something, please meet me, Carol Roach, in the fireplace lounge right after this meeting. I'll be there for at least 30 minutes to write down your questions and pledge to try to find an answer. So bring your burning questions to the fireplace. Thanks.
First, I'd like to make an announcement. Dining Services Committee member will be at a table in the fireside lounge as well after the council meeting to discuss any questions or comments you may have about dining services. So please go and see them. And now I'd like to know if any of you have any questions before we adjourn. Anybody? Hi, Dorothy.
What happens to all the leftover meals in the bistro?
Oh, well, that's a question for Carol because I have no idea. Wilton?
Okay, I can talk without this. Will the, no.
Hey,
I'm using the mic, thank you. All right, here we go. Will the got your ducks in a row committee meet again? There's a confusion in the listings in the alert. Apparently it met this morning. Will it meet again tomorrow as it was supposed to?
Nancy? Right. So Nancy said the alert was incorrect. They were always supposed to meet today. But there was a correction in the elevator. When are you meeting again? Next meeting?
The topic we covered today won't be shown again until next year, but we're going to be meeting with a different topic every month, the third Tuesday of the month. So next month, new topic.
Are your programs recorded and reshown for HHTV? The answer is no. I'm sorry.
But whoever that is up front, if you want some
It's on now.
Anyone else? Then I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you.